Hello and welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host Jay. I'm here with my co-host Micah
Hey,
and Terrence.
what's up?
All right, guys, we're back. Unfortunately, Tiara is not in this week, but this is a preview to episode 249, He Got Game. Of course, that is the 1998 Spike Lee film starring Denzel Washington and Ray Allen. I'll read the log line here. A basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to a college so he can get a shorter sentence. You can rent this. I mean, it's a pretty classic film by Spike Lee, one of the few that we have not done by him, but it's a pretty classic film. So make sure you check out He Got Game before next week before we talk in depth on that. The random topic this week is about how it doesn't bode well to be black and a big time Trump supporter. As we've seen with Enrique Tarrio, who is the leader or former leader of the Proud Boys. Yes, he is Afro-Cuban, by the way, if you were not aware of that. And this other dude, Harrison Floyd, who was indicted alongside Donald Trump. He was one of the 18 co-defendants who were indicted in Georgia for trying to overturn the 2020 election. Both of these guys have found themselves in special circumstances. I don't know. I don't know that I would say that it's because they're black, but ain't nobody coming to save you because they're black. So they're kind of getting fucked over. Well, not fucked over. They deserve what they're getting. Like I don't want it to sound like they're not, but it's certainly interesting when the other people are not receiving as high as sentences or still being stuck in jail, waiting on bond agreements like these two guys are, respectively. So, what are your thoughts on this? And I'll give a little bit of let me give a little bit of background on Harrison Floyd and Enrique Tarrio for folks who don't know. Harrison Floyd he's the former Black Voices for Trump leader. The reason he is serving more time or did serve more time in jail in Florida where all the other people didn't is because he did not have a bond agreement, because he decided that he thought it was okay to attack a federal officer who was giving him a warrant for being for needing to come be arraigned. And Enrique Tarrio was the de facto leader, the chairman of the Proud Boys. And even though he was not in D.C. during January 6th because he was told that he could not be there, he was basically banned from going into the city by a judge because he was recently got in trouble for burning a Black Lives Matter flag at a black church. And he had a gun charge because he brought an assault rifle to D.C. So that's why he wasn't there. But these two guys seemed to think that they had a little extra protection, and clearly they did not. So I'll go to Terrence first. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, you said they felt they had a little bit extra protection. What's the phrase? White people have the complexion for the protection.
Yeah.
You two niggas don't have that. You don't.
No.
Like, I didn't know Enrique Tarrio was Afro-Latino. And I looked at him like, oh, well, there you go. Yes, he is a nigga. Yeah, you're a nigga. Like, you're a nigga. Isn't that what's her name said in that fucking movie?
The Michelle Obama.
The Michelle Obama shit. Like, you're a nigga. Like, ew, don't do that.
Viola Davis, yeah, you deserve better than that.
Yeah, Viola Davis. It's like,
you're
come
wild.
on, Viola. That was wild.
What you doing, yo?
Yeah, you can't. You don't have the privilege that these other people have. You just don't, man. I don't know how he was even the chairman of the Proud Boys of a bunch of white folks. Like, how the fuck did they pull that shit off? Like, if something pop off, he gonna take the blame and get the most time. Which, guess what, nigga, you did.
Yep.
Yeah, these people are not here for you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't. And this dumb nigga Harrison Ford or whatever his name is, Harrison Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck me over. That's like, come on, man. Come on. You didn't. Yeah, The justice system fucks us over a lot, right? As black folks, it always does. Like a lot of times, it's about how much money you have, but a lot of times it's also about race. Right. These are some of the times where, like, you know what, I appreciate it. I appreciate them fucking people over because because like you try to like skirt democracy. You're like you tried to fuck over democracy. That's what you. Now you got to do 22 years in prison. I'm 42 years old. You're going to do half of my life in jail. Like, good job, dumb.
For Trump.
Yes. For Donald Trump. A man who probably doesn't even know who you are.
Yeah, probably not.
He doesn't care about you at all, first of all. He doesn't give a fuck about you. But he also probably does not know who you are. So, you play.
Yeah. Micah, your thoughts?
For real.
Well, my initial thoughts are, once again, I'm proven right. You never trust a black man with no facial hair. Looking at Harrison Floyd. Well, let me add an addendum to that. Okay, if they do have facial hair, they gotta have more than just at the chin. They gotta have more than just this, right? Like you gotta have something connecting it, right? Like chin hair and no mustache. Nah, yo, no, you're not some sort of 17th century swashbuckler. Okay, you can't just have fucking chin fuzz. Look, he's a very popularized the phrase, rooting for everybody black. These are the exceptions that prove the rule. This is, let me ask you a question. We are a forgiving people, right? Like it's one of the best things. It's one of the best things of us. It's one of the best things about us. It's also one of the worst things, right? Like it's our greatest strength and our biggest weakness, right? Because sometimes we will lift other black people up, but sometimes it's like,
why though?
But he was just pissing on girls, right? Like, nah, we can't lift up those people. Right? we can't lift up those people.
That's a wild example. That's a wild example. That nigga needs to be in jail for that video Terrence you sent me the other day. Like that clip.
That shit was insane.
It was wild. I had never
like
seen
part
that
like 75 of Trapped in the Closet. I ain't never seen that shit for a day in my life.
Nah, go to jail.
Look, I don't feel the need to help these guys, right? Like, and it's not because they're Republican, right? It's because you dumb niggas, you're breaking the law, yo. Like the law and order party, like you people are breaking the law. Well, guess what? Like shit's coming back to bite you in the ass.
Yep.
Like, don't be a fucking hypocrite, yo. Like, don't. Or if you are, just admit you are, like me, right? And be absolved of all of your hypocritical nature. But nah, yo, it's fun. These guys, look, these motherfuckers can go to jail for the rest of their lives, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
22 years seems kind of light. 22 years seems kind of light.
Well, they
treason.
Yeah, the government was they wanted 33 years. So yeah, he got off lucky. I guess.
I thought they wanted less. I thought the judge gave him more time.
No. The government saw it 33 years because they wanted a terrorist enhancement. Because I mean, the judge was like, I don't really feel like this is domestic terrorism. I'm like, what? They were like, well, they didn't blow up a building. I'm like, yet. like, what are you talking about? That's a terrible
That's
statement.
the definition of terrorism. That's the definition of terrorism. You gotta blow up a building.
Right. Like that seems like a very poor choice. And also, like, people set pipe bombs up at the DNC and the RNC. Like, that's a fact. They just didn't go off. Like, so like they tried.
So they got 5 people killed at the Capitol. Like they didn't die there that day, but 5 people died as a result of this shit.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. One got shot in the chest, which is hilarious. Sorry. it's funny. And the other, like the other
somebody
four,
didn't
like,
somebody didn't appreciate me saying that once. A conservative was like, "You're an asshole." I was like,
like you're
okay.
right.
Like, sorry, I don't.
Fine.
I don't care about domestic terrorists getting shot in the chest. I could watch that video every day. Stand back. I'm coming through. Bam. Like, oh, well, I tried to warn you. And she got shot by a black. And she got shot by a black dude, which was even better.
Hey,
good.
I hope he said, "I feared for my life." I hope he said it.
He probably legitimately did. He had like 100 people coming at him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope he said it.
Like, the funny thing is, it was like a reverse Crispus Attucks moment. They were just like, he was like, shots fired. Like, whatever. Look, as I saw someone say online today, and I think it is as the kids would say, it's a bar. Referring to Tarrio and Harrison Floyd. Look, man, tokens get spent. So that's a great line, dude. That's a great line, man. That's a great line. It's a great line.
Damn.
Yo, you know what tokens get spent on? Playing fucking games.
Yeah.
That's a perfect fucking.
It's a perfect analogy, yo. It's a perfect analogy. Half the thread was everybody saying like, "God damn, that's a good ass line." Like, it was, yo. It's just a good line. Like,
that's about as perfect as you can get, you know. Yeah. Wow.
Tokens get spent.
That's a shame, man. Like, they don't give a fuck about you, you know.
They do
they
not
just
care.
Don't, man.
They don't. And look, it should be a rude awakening to people who are people of color who support this shit. You may think that you're in it. You may think that you are involved. You're in the big party. You are involved in this movement. They will throw you under the bus the second things are inconvenient for them. The second they are. Like Terrence said, do you think Trump knows who Enrique Tarrio is? No, he don't give a fuck about him. Like, he just wanted somebody to storm the Capitol so he could stay in power. He don't give a shit about you. There's still Proud Boys right now who just got time, like 18 years, like, well, I know Donald Trump is going to pardon me. Are you sure about that? Like,
right. He's going to get in office and you completely forget about anything that happened.
He don't give a fuck about y'all. He may
still
pardon.
Doesn't think it's a problem.
Right. He may pardon his other buddies, like these other big name politicians and stuff like that, or his lawyers. But he's not going to pardon Doris.
I don't even think he would pardon fucking Giuliani if he got locked up.
He'd be
like, this nigga wild now. Right.
I saw Borat too. That shit was crazy. Like, no thanks. So yeah, it's this idea of your complicity will save you. It will not. It will not. And look, to black Republicans or black conservatives, however you want to label yourselves, like, just be aware of this shit. You can still believe whatever you want to believe. That's totally fine. People believe all sorts of stupid shit. But yeah, whatever. Nice little backhanded comment. But like, you can believe all those things, but when push comes to shove, this is what happens to you. You will be sitting in jail. No one is fighting for you. And you could say, hey man, Harrison Floyd was sitting in jail because he didn't have this bond agreement because, you know, he punched a federal officer trying to give him the subpoena. Yeah, you're correct. However, if he was like one of theirs, like, hey, he's with us, they get the money to get a lawyer for this guy. They would figure it out to get this guy out of jail. They're not going to just let him sit there and rot, because the longer he rots, the higher chances of him flipping on Trump or flipping on somebody else, right? They don't want that. But when you're expendable, the fuck do they care? The leader of Black Voices for Trump, they're like, what is there, 7 of those guys? Who gives a fuck? Leave his ass in there.
Yeah,
they
like,
don't care.
There's no GoFundMe for this guy. Like, didn't Trump like raise $7 million just because of his mugshot?
Yeah, he did.
Right? Here's $7 million.
Yeah, he could have helped that guy out.
He could have gave him a couple. He could have kicked him a couple ducats, but it's like, nah, I don't know that nigga. But first again, he probably doesn't know who he is, right?
Right.
Like, say you blacks for Trump, Black Voices for Trump. Like, yeah, you're just a prop. Like, they'll bring you out and put you behind him when he's doing one of his fucking when he's out on the road giving speeches and shit. But he doesn't know who you are. You're just black.
That's it.
You're not a celebrity. You're not a celebrity. He doesn't know who you are.
To quote him directly, "Hey, there goes my African American right there." That's what he said.
Right. That's what he says. That's what he
didn't
said.
even say
I don't
African
know
American
your name.
like friend. He was like, no, just my African American. Like you're a lawn jockey. Like you don't have you have no humanity to him. He doesn't care. You're a useful idiot. Look, the reality is these guys are a part of, like, I remember George Carlin used to say this, like, about politics in general, right? Like on both sides. He's like, you got the people like at the conventions and they got the fucking hats on and all the costumes and they're all like cheering and red, white, and blue and all this other shit. He goes, like, there's a big party and you ain't in it. Like, you're not in it, dude. Like, they're not, you cheering and all that. You're not in that. You're not in the inner circle. Like, you're not in the inner circle. If you look at Trump's inner circle, they are all lily white guys. That's it. There's no women there. Not really. Even his daughter is on the outside. All of them. It's white men, because that's all he cares about is the opinions and the power of white men. If he picks a white woman to be his vice president, you can make damn sure that she will be marginalized and she is going to be used as a weapon. That is it. The other side got a woman VP. We need a woman VP. That's as much of a thought process as it goes. That's it. So I don't get it, man. I don't know when y'all gonna learn a lesson, but it don't seem like it's gonna be today. So that's the one. Yeah, it's really odd.
Black Republic in general, like trickle down economics has been a thing for 40 years.
Yeah, since 80.
Yeah, it hasn't worked. Like the whole thing is, oh, we'll trickle down economics, we'll cut taxes for the rich, and then they'll give you the money, right? Has that worked outside of being like an entrepreneur, which most people cannot do? Black, white, whatever. Don't work.
It doesn't even work then. It doesn't work.
It's like it really doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's what they still believe in. Like Reagan is their fucking like God. Even for black folks. I'm like,
Reagan is their favorite president.
How does that work?
It doesn't.
How does that work? It doesn't help your people. It doesn't help you. I mean, yeah, you made it because like you're in entertainment. That's fine, I guess. But overall, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how you just don't give a fuck about your own folks. You say you do, but like, yeah, you pull yourself up by your bootstrap. But like half your folks don't have the bootstraps to pull themselves up, and you just don't give a fuck. You just blame all kind of other outside factors instead of I don't know. I don't understand how they live with themselves.
Yeah, the problem is,
and that's why you're doing
fathers. The problem is fathers aren't in the home. That's it. That's the only thing that's wrong.
Not in any home. In any home. Any black home. No father.
None of them.
There's none.
Anyway.
When I go home, I make my daughter stand outside because we can't be in the house together. I'm like, absolutely. Just from a narrative perspective, I'm like, stand outside. Like, we'll trade places every 2 hours. It's just.
I hate.
Yeah, it's just really sad because when you talk to black Republicans, like, it feels like they don't live on the same planet as you do. Like you know what I mean? It's not even like they're dumb or anything. And I fundamentally don't agree with them largely about anything, but it's just like the facts that are very obvious, like trickle down economics doesn't work. Like they'd be like, yes, it does.
Right.
Like, when?
Like if it worked, you'd be making more money. Like, sure, you make a lot of money now, but like you'd be making more if it actually worked.
Well, the entire country would be doing better.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody, minimum wage would be, hopefully, would be higher. I would assume.
Or minimum wage wouldn't even have to be higher if the prices of everything wasn't constantly increasing, right? You could leave it at $7.25 if the shit hadn't moved since 1996 or whatever the fuck we raised it last, right? 2015, right? But because of that, like, wages are stagnant. The cost of items are going up, like, constantly.
A lot of that is because the companies are just doing that because they can.
Right, because of COVID.
A lot of it, like during COVID, they didn't need to raise prices, but they did anyway. And they were like, people are going to pay because they got to eat. So they're like, yeah, they just raised prices and they saw record profits.
Right, and just
the
left
last 2
it there.
years.
And just left it.
And you were like, "Fuck you, you're gonna pay." Like, nigga, I bought like 5 days worth of food. That shit came out to $60. I'm like, come on, man. That's way too much money to spend.
Yeah.
God damn.
And honestly, that's you doing that on the cheap, right? Like, because
right. And I'm trying to find the cheapest shit possible. And I'm still like, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
I can't imagine what sort of happy dance I would do if I went to a grocery store and spent $60 for 5 days worth of food, and I don't even live in the US. Okay, like I would be like, God damn, this is amazing. Yeah.
I don't even, actually.
No,
it probably didn't even be 5 days, honestly. To be perfectly honest with you, that's a week. And it's just the thing is, it's just me. You have a family. It's just me. I'm single, so it's a lot of fucking money, man.
Yeah. And like a stupid ass, it's 4 of them. He ain't learned no kind of way.
I don't want to tell you what our grocery bill is.
I'm about to say, what's your grocery bill looking like a month?
Nah.
That should look like my Costco bill. It's probably out of hand.
Like a mortgage.
Yeah. It's you got to be too something to do something. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand.
And that something is eat.
But just black folks in general, black Republicans in general don't understand. Like, cool, you're doing well for yourself, but you don't care about the other people. You just think they don't deserve it because they didn't work hard for it. Like, I don't understand that.
No, you literally have to be under the impression of like, and this is a Republican thought process anyway, which is just rugged individualism, which is quite literally the exact opposite of how black people have survived in this country. Like, we have not survived all by ourselves on little islands.
Yeah,
like, we haven't. Like, it, Republicans would demonize the Black Panthers, for instance, and say, oh, they were the worst and blah, 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 blah. But like, they are a prime example of a group of people who were just like, we got to feed these kids breakfast. Just black kids in general. I'm not related to them. I don't know them. But black kids, in order to learn, they got to have some food in their stomach. Let's just feed them. And they did so to the point where they literally shamed the federal government into providing breakfast to kids in school.
Right.
Like, a lot of people don't know
Like
that.
the whole,
They don't know that. It's an amazing kind of bit of
Panthers
history.
provided school lunch for people. Not just black. I mean, they did it for black folks because, like,
But just anybody.
But
at
like,
a certain point.
but at the end of the day, like, they put the like school lunches and shit into school because of the Black Panthers. Are like, yeah, we got to feed people. You can't learn on an empty stomach.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Right. And now in the U.S., things have rolled back so bad that kids are not getting subsidized lunches or free lunches. Yeah. Like, this is an argument. Like, I think it was in Massachusetts, Democrats were like, we're going to pass this bill so that every kid, if they want, if they can't bring lunch from home, there's a meal provided. And people are like, that makes sense. That's a good thing. That's the most humanistic thing you can do. Give kids food. They're fucking kids. Republicans' response?
Yeah.
We need to figure out a law that we can write to make sure those kids don't get free lunches. Nigga, that's your argument? Don't give kids free lunches? What kind of politics is that? Who is arguing against that? Fuck kids eating?
That's just evil, though. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like I said on Look Forward, who are you, Michael Jordan? Fuck them kids? That's your argument? Like, that's a terrible argument. But that's what they do. That's that rugged individual. Well, if that kid can't afford, if his parents can't afford to eat, well, that's their problem. No, they're kids. They're kids.
Yeah, the whole... Like, I think people forget what the U in USA stands for, yo. Like,
the states of America?
Okay. Right, yo. It's not the individual states of America, yo. Like, but then when you're 65, you don't want to work anymore.
Right.
And you expect you expect to suckle off all these young teats and shit paying these taxes. Like, nah, yo. Like, I that's amazing to me, yo. I would never understand. Like, I need somebody to do a follow-up, right? With a follow-up question. Like, we gotta.
What the fuck is your problem?
Like, I want to
have a bill to make sure these kids don't have free lunches. Yeah. Why?
Socialism.
Yeah, that's all you gotta ask. Like, for what?
No,
why don't you want children to eat?
Like, socialism. Like, we got to teach these kids capitalism by starving. Okay.
Like, I don't want my money going to feeding children.
Nigga, did you say that?
Like, okay. Like, wow. All right. Well,
it's a wild choice, bro. Like, you got it. Can we write your name down on the list of people we want to throw into the sun? Because you don't deserve to be there. But, you know,
that's crazy. That's basically the argument, right?
It is the argument.
I don't want my money feeding these little niggas. I don't want
like fuck these kids.
Some of them might be black. Fuck them black kids. No, let's be honest. A lot of them probably are black. The majority are probably.
But it's not even. No, but it's not even that. The majority of them are poor, right? That's what it is, right? So it's like, why do I have to subsidize these poor people and these poor parents feeding their kids? Their parents should work harder, right? Like it's again, it goes back to rugged individualism. But I think
poor.
When you think poor is coded
for
language
black,
for black,
Latin, whatever, right? Like not white.
Exactly.
Even though there's
so
way more. Right, but there's way more poor white kids in this country. But like, you will literally starve people who look like you just to make sure that you hurt people who look like me. Right? You know, there's like it's.
I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. White people don't care about white people, yo. They don't.
They don't. They fundamentally.
They don't. They really don't.
Yeah.
Like all this bullshit ass, like they don't really care about the community, right? Like
they don't have one.
Like they don't. Right.
They don't.
It's all a bunch of individuals.
Yeah, it is.
They don't need one.
They don't need one. That's exactly
right. And they don't need one. Like that's the fucked up part is that they don't actually need a community.
Right. Well, and you know, one thing I was thinking about is during the 1950s, right? Like, you know, on our money, we literally changed it to, under God, right? Before it was under God, it was e pluribus unum, right? From many, one, right? The idea of fucking community. Like, there are many Americans, but we are one voice. We are one people, right? We have lost track of that. Like, by saying, like, I don't care if these kids get lunches is one of the most fundamental, it's supposed to be a fundamentally un-American thing.
Wild.
Yeah, it is. They were just like, how do we rip these lunches out of these kids' hands? Fuck them. But that idea of not giving a fuck about just a regular person living in this country who's starving is crazy to me. Like, that's crazy to me. You know, there seems to be a lot of evidence historically of like, and I think I mentioned this before, like the reason we don't have universal health care in this country is because conservatives over time have just been like, but what if black people get it? Like, I
saw that. I saw
nope.
Like a couple days ago, I saw somebody post like, yeah, there was a book written in the 1890s about like healthcare, and when they're like, if we don't provide black people with healthcare, they'll be dead in 30 years. They'll die off in 30 years.
Yep.
But then certain presidents were like, yeah, let's give people universal healthcare, and they were like, but black people would get it. Now fuck that. A couple years later, somebody else was like, yeah, but let's give them universal healthcare. I don't want them niggas to have healthcare. That's why we have the worst healthcare system in like the developed country, in the developed world.
Right, and we pay
our healthcare system is garbage compared to the rest of the
and you pay an exorbitant amount for it. Right, an exorbitant amount. Like it's insane.
Because slavery.
Yeah, look, Kenya Barris is not incorrect. Because
everything goes back to just slavery. It just really does, and it's really fucked up.
Right, like that idea that, you know, I made it, I did all this stuff on my own, I built that. Like, that is a dangerous philosophy, especially in the world that we live in right now. Literally, the goddamn earth is on fire. Well, not literally, but it damn near is. It's on fire in some places. The earth quite literally is on fire in some places. And we cannot collectively come together and go, hey, man, if we don't come together on this, there's not going to be a planet. And people are like, why don't you recycle? And then like, I won't. Like, but the earth though, it's insane to me. We just cannot.
The earth is going to be fine. Again, I said this.
We will be dead.
The earth is going to be fine. We'll be dead. The earth is going to heal itself.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Completely fine.
Do you think if some Ozymandias type figure were able to do
No.
what he did
No.
in that comic book.
No. Like if 9/11 happened tomorrow, we would still be fucking divided.
Yo, COVID
9/11
happened.
2001,
COVID happened, and
we
people were
came
just
together.
like, no, COVID happened, which is the closest to the Ozymandias situation, and they were like, Kung flu, and then they were just like pushing Asian people into trains and shit. Like, what the fuck happened, yo?
I'm sorry. That is really funny. It is, but that's incredibly fucked up.
I mean, Kung flu is fun.
I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. That's really funny. But yeah, like again, like you said, COVID happened, and they started beating up fucking Asian people because they thought it was their fault. Like you said, I'm like, come on, dog.
Oh shit!
But like I'm saying, like if 9/11 happened tomorrow, what's today? Today's the 6th. If 9/11 happened in 5 days, do you think we would come together as a fucking country?
For 9
like
minutes,
we did
we
back
would.
20 years ago?
No,
Well,
for
the
9
only-
minutes, we will, and then we'll start blaming others. That's what we do.
Yeah, well, then who flew the planes, right? Like that.
Right.
That's
What they look
that's when
like.
we start finger pointing,
Yep.
right? What they look like. I'm inclined to agree with you, but I wonder, right? Like if there was like something else that we could all hate,
Yeah,
like
an alien.
Alien?
yeah, like I wonder.
Nah,
if
I'd be
shit
like,
like
yo,
that,
let me
'cause I
get on
love
your
that in
shit. I'm
movies.
tired of these niggas. Like, that.
Can I go with you? Can I go with you?
Take me with you. Fuck that.
Yeah. The fuck are we sitting there waiting for? This place sucks. How cheap are your prescription drugs up there? Are they pretty inexpensive?
Awesome. Like, you don't even have to. You can give me a shot that kills everything.
Yeah, that's all we need, man. Come on.
Let's go.
But it's the very idea of us coming together. If there was this like major thing, it's like, yeah, it is. There's one right now. It's called climate change, and we can't get people to be like, yo, just separate your plastics. And they're like, no. Hey man, why don't you like not drive a Ford F-150? Nah, fuck that. I don't want some queer electric car.
Ramaswamy said this shit is a fucking hoax.
Yeah.
On national television.
As a young
2 weeks
person.
ago.
As a young person.
As a 38-year-old man.
Yo, they're gonna throw.
Like,
they should
come
throw
on,
you
dude.
right into the middle of the next hurricane that happens off the coast of California. Go prove that it's a hoax, you
Right,
dumbass. But it's insane. But that idea of rugged individualism, and that obviously spawns into Black conservatives or Latin conservatives or white conservatives. Like, you got to care about something besides yourself, man, and besides just your family unit. Not that those things are not important. Caring about your family should be number one, but like after you got number one, I don't know, man. Like maybe be like, we should probably not throw trash on the ground. I don't know, man. It's a crazy idea. Like you probably should. We should try to like maybe elect people who actually believe in this shit to like push for electric vehicles and stuff like that instead of just trying to do the thing that is the opposite of what we know is correct. Right? Like if you notice, like even the conversations around climate change now are sliding. Like even Republicans are like, I mean, it's real. Like, yeah, like 5 years ago, they didn't even say it was real, right? That's why Vivek got such fucking hate because he said it was a hoax. The other Republicans on the stage weren't even like, no, the shit's real. Like, I mean, I won't do nothing about it, but like,
the shit's real, right? And I agree, we need to do something about it. But China need to do something first.
Right. That was the response. I'm like, come on, yo. Like they do, but like us too. You can't just be like, let them figure it out. Like that's bullshit. So yeah, fuck Nikki Haley for that. Like that shit was nonsense. What a shit answer.
That shit was hilarious, yo. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Like, yo, the world is dying. Like it's dying. The planet you live on is dying underneath you, and we just can't go, all right, we should probably hold hands and try to fix this shit. Like come on, man. You waiting on a miracle?
As soon as we die out, it'll be like, whew, these fucking cockroaches getting on my goddamn nerves. It's gonna heal. That's what the earth is going to say. Like they're just fucking with me right now.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
we're parasites. We are to this planet. We're just fucking it all the way up. We're all dead. I know the earth can't wait for us to be a thing of the past. It's like, God damn, yo.
Like
Shit.
fine, but
You
they
think,
don't like
you
they don't
think
like
we'll
the
die
heat.
off?
Turn it up.
Right.
You think we'll die
It's
off?
gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow, yo.
Oh, nigga,
It's gonna be 100 degrees.
You think we'll die off before we figure out how to colonize other planets and fuck them up?
I think that we will figure that out. My wife and I were just talking about this today. I'm interested. I think you'll likely see some level of that in our lifetime. Like we'll be old. Like I don't think we're not. Yeah, I think we'll be like mad old though. We're like, oh, they got there, boom, and then we're dead, right? Like we're gonna be like, they made it. My question is, if that happens, will we have countries, or will we go to another planet and just start it as one people, or will we get there and be like, this is new China, this is new America. This is mine.
Yeah, this is mine.
Start the bullshit all over again.
It depends on who gets there first.
It should be a joint effort, but it won't be. It should be a joint effort, but it won't be.
Moon landing.
This is mine.
Joint effort, but not.
It should have been.
We were just trying to beat Russia.
Yeah.
You know,
if it look,
right. We didn't want to get there.
We had to get there. Well, look, I can tell you, if it does become a joint effort, they're like, we get some people from China, and, some people from Russia, and some people from America, and all over. We're all going to go and colonize Mars or whatever. I can guarantee you that the second that Chinese guy goes to walk out of the spaceship, like, absolutely not. You will not be the first one. Be just
right. They're going to fight to see who takes the first step.
Walk right down.
There's gonna be a fucking camera like brawling like it's the fucking WWE to see who fucking makes it on the fucking planet first.
Yeah, the opposite of the Royal Rumble. Who can get out of the ring first? Yeah, it's like, no, and that's the problem is we have to come to some level of understanding humanity, not just like going to the to the stars, but also here. Like we just don't have that, and that idea that conservative idea of rugged individualism has to die in order for humanity to survive. It has to die. There's a reason why people are like, man, killing these black people in Florida is crazy. Instead of everybody being like, we need to root out the problem of this and get it done. Like, I didn't hear conservatives all that mad about Nazis yelling at fucking outside of Disney the other day. They were just like, that's crazy. That shit sound like y'all problem. That's a lack of fucking humanity. Everybody should be like, fuck those guys. Everybody should. We had a war. We killed all of them. Like that was the whole thing. The whole world was like, absolutely not. Well, besides Japan.
They suffered. They paid the price for that one, didn't they?
Yeah. See? Like for real. Complicity will not save you. Even at the end of the day, America was like, well, there's some people of color we could bomb first. Why don't we test it out? Like, you niggas will be the first in line. Like, yo, if you see a strange-haired individual screaming about white supremacy, don't join up. If you are a person of color, don't join up. It don't work out for you. Ask Japan. Ask these two dumb niggas in this story. Yeah. Nope. Absolutely not.
22 years, man. 22 years. That's a long time. You're going to get out in what? 2065?
Cool.
Yo.
Oh, well.
He's fucking 65 years old by the time.
Look, spoiler alert. He ain't getting out. Like, he gonna get killed. He gonna get stabbed. I guarantee.
I don't think he's gonna get out. I don't.
Okay,
so.
I'll make that bet.
I don't know. Does he do the 22 years? Because you only got to do like 80%.
You got to do like 80 or 85%. We'll see. I feel like trying to circumvent democracy, you're not gonna have a lot of people advocating for you after a while, right? Like people are like, we need to let them out now, but like in 5 years, is anybody gonna care? Like, is the Republican Party really going to be like riding for to get the Proud Boys leader out?
Oh no, they're not going to ride for him next week. Like he's going to be locked up. They don't care about that nigga. But yeah, he's not going to die in prison. Them prisoners don't.
I don't think he'll die, but I think he'll do that whole 22 years. Like
stab. I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he'll make 10 years.
Look, quite frankly, I don't think those motherfuckers in jail give a fuck about democracy. Like,
no. But he's no. I don't. the niggas in there don't give a fuck about that. I mean, probably not. Like, wait a minute, hold on. But what about the government? Like, nah, yo, they don't give a fuck about that. What I'm saying, like, that would be a wild reason to murder that guy. It's like, I believe in democracy. I mean, yeah, I killed 5 kids, but like, I mean, the Constitution is important, nigga. What the fuck? Like, that would just be a wild stance. Like, that's like a skit. But no, I think because he's a known rat. I think that's the issue. He's a known rat. And so, like, I don't know. And, like, can't be riding too hard for white supremacy. Like, that's where black people would be like, oh, really? These were your boys on the outside? Okay.
Yeah, that's that will be the one reason why I think he might have a serious issue in prison. Again, it's going to be federal. I don't know what kind of criminals he's going to be in there with. But, like, he's a person of color. I don't know if they have, like, those gangs in those prisons, but he's not going to be able to go with the white folks because he ain't white.
Nope.
And, like, the whole reason he's in there is because he was with, like, a bunch of white supremacists. So, like, when they see your paperwork, who you going to go with?
Exactly.
You're going to have to be a lone wolf.
And that's not a dude. That's the worst thing to be in jail.
You can be, but you better shut the fuck up. Like, if you're going to be a lone wolf, you better put in work. Like, if someone tests you, you have to fight. You got to fight.
Yep. To
prove you ain't a bitch. Because if you prove that you a bitch, that 22 years is going to be real rough, dog. It's going to be rough. It is. Like, that's how jail is just high school with a bunch of criminals that will fuck you up.
Yeah. And that's why I've long said, and hopefully they will never have recordings of me, because then I'll be called out for being a fucking liar. But I've long said, I'm Muslim the second I go in there. I'm Muslim. Like, knock it off.
You gotta go like when you
black. Nigga, I found Allah.
Like,
I found Allah immediately. Immediately. Nope. Nah. Because look, I ain't trying to get beat up all the time, and I ain't trying to get raped. So guess what? I believe in Allah. Give me a dictionary. I'll read that shit. I'll get my Malcolm X shit on. Like, it's fine. Whatever. It's fine.
You're gonna have to pick one. He's gonna be a Muslim when he get out.
Probably.
He will.
then he can run for president and lose because you're not allowed to. 14th Amendment. All right, that's it for us. We will see you guys next week for episode 249. He Got Game. So check that out, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.